Good evening. Hi, I'm Jeremy Kelly. I'm a principal at the high school here in Scappoose, and just want to say thank you to everybody for being here tonight. It's really exciting to, one, be back in school, and two, to meet some new faces and new families as you guys come into our school. I hope that you had a great time getting to see the clubs and sports that we offer here. It's important as a student and as a family that you participate in those things. Data shows that if you participate in those, you're over 98% on track to graduate, okay? And if you don't, the number goes down into the 80s. So the things you saw out there, if you can find one of them to connect with and build a relationship with a group of people and adults, then you're going to have a lot of success here, okay? Is this cutting in and out?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to make some introductions. I'll have people just kind of walk out on the stage and wave for us real quick. First, I'm Jeremy Kelly, I'm the principal. Next is Brad McKetty. He is my assistant principal. Next is Dale French. He's our athletic director and assistant principal. He'll be up here in a little bit. And then our amazing counseling team, Alyssa Bettendorf and Aaron Pinkston. And they will be speaking to you later. Susie Erickson, come on up. So Susie has a unique position here that we started this year, where as students become off track to graduate or having some struggles, she connects with them and does some special interventions and support so that they can be successful and maintain on track to graduate and enjoy their high school experience. So we're really excited to have her doing that. Justin Engstrom is here. He's our care coordinator. And Bailey Beacon is here. She is our school therapist, which is also in the And Brandon, he's not up there. Brandon Bailey is here. Which title do you want me to give him? He's our head girls wrestling coach. He's our SPED teacher and program coordinator. He teaches pre-algebra. He does lots of things. Okay, so the agenda for tonight, while you're here, other than getting to know kids and programs in our community and why Scappoose is a strong place, we're also looking at our schedule for the fall, our graduation requirements so that it's very clear up front what you need to do to be successful and get through this place with options and opportunities at the end of your experience here. Forecasting, which our counselors will dive into and you're going to do at school on Thursday, I believe. You saw the athletics and clubs, and Mr. French will get into more of that here in a minute. And then we're going to introduce some of our support staff as well. Okay. I'm going to introduce Erin Pinkstaff.
Hello again, I'm Erin Pinkstaff, and I am the counselor for students whose last names start with A through K. This evening I wanted to go over our schedule here at the high school because it is a little bit different than what you guys have at the middle school. We've got our semester 1 and semester 2 schedule, which is a 6-period day. And what that will typically look like for an incoming freshman is that you have the option of doing English 9A or Honors English 9. And then Physical Science A or Physical Science B in second semester, Global Studies A or Global Studies B in the second semester. And then we just put Math A and Math B up there. Most freshmen will come in taking algebra, but some students are needing to build their skills a little bit more, and they'll take a pre-algebra class, and then some students will be taking geometry. And then you have room for 2 electives in your schedule in both the first semester and second semester. And what that can look like is Spanish, or any of the other electives that we will talk about on Wednesday at the Sauvie Island School, or on Thursday at the middle school. We'll go into a little bit more detail about what those look like for students. And then we have a unique term called J-term, and that will be at the end of each of the semesters. So the semester 1 will end right before you guys go to winter break, and then you come back to January term or J-term. And then you have the option of taking 3 intensive elective classes, so it's just 3 periods. And then after second semester, you'll have what's called MJ term, which will be the end of May, the beginning of June. Brad up here next.
Good evening. So we have our bell schedule, and this is like just half of what we have for bell schedules here, because you got town delays, you got J-term, regular schedule. So you'll get a big list of bell schedules, but you'll kind of right now snapshot though. Regular schedule, we have 60-minute classes, 6 periods a day. Early release now is on Wednesdays. We used to have late start Mondays. Now we're on early release Wednesdays. I will make note and a little caveat to this. The busing situation obviously this year has not been ideal. It has caused some issues with our bell schedule. We don't usually get out at 3:50. We get out at 3:25 on our normal year. And I've been here for about 15 years. So typically, the goal is to get back to that normal schedule. We're starting at 8:30, getting out at 3:25. So this is subject to change. All right. I saw people taking pictures of it. Subject to change. All right. Hopefully, that'll be for the better. I know I don't really like the staggered schedule. Having a little kid in elementary and then a high schooler, it makes it problematic for me at least. Hopefully I'm not one of them, but. And then also the early release Wednesdays, obviously we'll bump up. We'll be a little bit more of a 2 o'clock dismissal if we get back to that regular schedule. And right now the district has the bids out for busing, so I just wanted to relay that from the district office. Okay. Let's see what's next on the agenda. Oh, it's me again. Cool. All right, what is J-term? J-term, I've been here since the inception of J-term. We went through a few changes with our schedule. We were a trimester. Everybody loved trimester. Then we had to go to a semester block schedule. Everybody hated that one. So we researched around the country. There's a couple in Oregon that were doing it. We went and visited. We did this hybrid J-term. You see a lot, like Linfield, they have a J-term, a private university. But what it is, it's roughly about 3 weeks. It's typically about 18 days. There are 105-minute classes, except for Wednesday, 75-minute class. Students have the opportunity to take exploratory courses. So we have some of those are like how to adult, which learn how to do taxes, learn how to change a tire. There's a lot of cool stuff in there. My oldest son took it. It was very good for him. Also American Sign Language, coding. There's so many electives. During that time, it's hard to list them all. Those are just a few, but we encourage everybody to forecast those 3. Like, they're really cool. It lets kids kind of open their eyes to some different things. We're not going to get in a typical 15-week semester for us. And then also for us, it allows us to help hopefully recoup any kind of struggling students, kids that are academically behind, or if they're a standard or 2 away from passing, we can typically capture them inside of that J-term, and that allows us to make sure our kids are staying on track to graduate. We have pretty high graduation rates here, and honestly it is part of the reason is due to the J-term and the way we've used that. Like this year, we recouped 150 classes alone in those 18 days. So it's been really big for us to make sure that your students are staying on track towards that graduation. All right.
Hi everybody, my name is Alyssa Bettendorf. I'm one of the school counselors. I work with students whose last names start with L through Z, so I take over the second half of the alphabet. I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about our graduation requirements and the classes that we have to take in order to graduate with our high school diploma. So there's a specific set of classes that you must take in order to pass and graduate. And so I'm going to go into that a little bit more. We have some core areas that we really need to hit. And so it can get a little bit confusing, but that's why you got school counselors here to help you guide through that. Can everybody hear me? Okay, good, I want to check in on that. Okay, so the first thing that you need to know about that's really important is your transcript. So your transcript is a legal document that shows everything that you've done in high school, academically speaking. So every single class you've taken, what grade that you got, what your attendance rate, your GPA, and then also your progress towards graduation. So what classes have you completed and what classes do you need to complete? So that is extremely important and something that we use to track every student. So counselors pour over those like every semester, making sure students are in the right classes. This is also important after high school. So if you're planning on going to college, trade school, or getting a job, they all want to see this transcript. And they want to see that you're pushing yourself, that you're taking classes that you're interested in, but that are also academically rigorous. So they get to see everything on that transcript. So to break it down a little bit more, we have to go into the credits. So each class that you take each semester is going to be worth 0.5 credits. We take 6 classes per semester. So at the end of each semester, we'll have 3 full credits towards graduation, for a total of 6 at the end of the year. But since we have J-term, it's a little bit different. We get extra opportunities to earn credits towards graduation. And they're worth 0.25 credits each. And we take 3 each J-term. So that means that we'll end the year with 7.5 credits towards graduation. And we need 24 credits at the end of 4 years to graduate. So you get extra opportunities over the 24 credits to get extra chances to take elective credits, which is the largest content area that we need to cover in high school. But then also it's another opportunity to recover credit for maybe a class that you didn't pass during the regular semester. So specific to Scappoose, it's a really great opportunity. So that's something that your kids will have their 9th grade year. You, as an incoming 9th grader, are going to have. Okay, I'm going to break it down a little bit more because we have content areas that we need to fulfill. And some of them are more than others. Like I guarantee every year, you're going to have English. Every single year. Freshman, sophomore, junior, senior year. Guaranteed going to have that. Whether it's honors or general English, you're going to have it every year. Then we also have math and science. You only need 3 years, which is a total of 3 credits. But say you really love science. I really want to do science all 4 years. Well, you still get credit for that science class. You'll just go into our general elective area, and that's totally fine. And that's the same for math. Say you're a math whiz. You can take 4 years of math, and it'll still count towards graduation. One thing I do want to mention, though, is that in our math area, some students come in and they need to take pre-algebra. It's a great class. You get to work with Mr. Bailey, and he helps get you set up for Algebra 1. But our pre-algebra does not count towards our math content area, but it counts towards our electives. So you still get credit for it, but you still need to take Algebra 1 and above to get those 3 credits in math that you need. So that's an important area to touch on. But then some of the other areas up there, like PE, civics and economics, social studies are pretty straightforward. And when we do forecasting, we'll have that set up for you all. So you'll take social studies your freshman and sophomore year, civics and economics your senior year, and then health your junior and senior year, and then PE you can take in whatever order you want. So you don't have to take a whole year of PE. If you want to chop it up into that 0.5 your freshman, senior year, that's totally fine. So there's some wiggle room in here. That's what your counselors are here for. And when we go and do forecasting with you all on Wednesday and Thursday, we're there to guide you through it a little bit more. This is just a brief introduction, and so we're going to go into like those electives and fine arts a little bit more later. And that's the exciting part. That's where you get to talk about your interests and sign up for classes you really want to take. Okay.
All right, so I'm going to talk a little bit about essential skills. I will set another preface for this. This was suspended with Senate Bill 744 up until they're reviewing it. The state is looking at it for 2023. So by the time you guys get to your senior year, you're probably going to have to do the essential skills in some capacity. So that would be like your Oregon State assessments that you'll be taking in the next month or so, probably at the middle school. But there are many ways to meet it. As you can kind of see, there's a list there that is not everything that is available to pass the essential skills with. We, since 2007, we've been having to meet essential skills here at the high school. And we've had 0 students not graduate because of essential skills. We always find a way to get kids through. It being work samples, if it's the ACT, SAT, the SBAPs, we always try to find an avenue for us to meet those essential skills. Okay, so now, does it get a little stressful at times for mom and dad? Yes. We went up to the midnight of the well sometimes trying to get those work samples done, but we have a great staff, very flexible, and we have never had anybody since 2007 not pass because of essential skills. Okay, but we do need to make sure that we're cognizant of it because it will be coming back in some capacity.
All right, next we have our forecasting. So we're going to be continuing with the online forecasting like we did last year. Students and families, you should be able to access this stuff later this week after we hit up Salvi Island in the middle school. But from the high school website, you'll click on the counseling tab, and then it'll do the drop down there, and you'll click on that forecasting. And that's where you guys are going to be able to access the forecasting forms, which are just going to be a Google form that students will fill out, so there's not going to be an actual piece of paper. And so you'll do that at home or at school, wherever you guys would like to do it after we do the presentation. If for some reason it's easier for you to use a piece of paper, we are happy to work with you guys, or the school counselors at each of those schools can do that as well. So our forecasting schedule for this week is this evening's events. And then, like I said, on March 30th, tomorrow, we will be going to Salvi Island for a forecasting presentation. I believe that's at 1:45. And then on Thursday, March 31st, we'll be going to the middle school, and that's going to be during second period. And that'll be a group presentation in your guys' little gym there. And then on April 8th, all of the forecasting is due. So you guys have about a week and a half to complete the forecasting. And then just some important information about forecasting. It'll be important for your kids to be at school the next couple of days so they can attend these presentations. Like we said earlier, they're going to be more in detail about the forecasting process and the classes that we offer at the high school. All forecasting information, like I said, will be available on the Scappoose High School website. A lot of it's up there right now, so if you guys go home, you'll see that, but some of the forms you won't have access to tonight because we want to be able to present to your students later this week, and that will be accessible after that. And then, like we've talked about, forecasting is an important part of being successful at high school. Some things to consider that are kind of unique. For math placement, it'll often be determined by your current math teacher. So I would say if you have any questions about that, after we do our forecasting presentation at each of the schools, I would say students or parents check in with your student's math teacher, and they'll guide you through which math class would be appropriate and most successful for you to take as a freshman in high school. Another one is the physical science versus biology. Like I said, when I talked about the example schedule, most students are coming in taking physical science A and B throughout the whole year. Some students are eligible to take an advanced course, which would be biology, which is a sophomore level class, but you would only be able to take that if you have completed geometry prior to starting 9th grade. And next we have Mr. French from athletics.
All right, we're going to talk a little bit about athletics. Hopefully everybody can hear me. First want to do is thank everybody that helped contribute or helped get everybody excited about the turf project that will break ground right after, the day after graduation. Put it in a turf field. That's an exciting event, and people get a little excited about that because I know that a little bit overdue. I think it's been, especially the last couple of years of what everybody's been through, it's going to be a great time to bring the community together for not only Friday nights, but for Tuesdays and Thursdays, whether it's soccer games, football games, other events, graduations on a field, and it's just going to be such a valuable piece for a success story for our community. At the end, that this is my first year here at Scappoose, real excited to be a part of that project and to knock that out. And I know that this was the first time that we tried to get signups and put together just kind of a greeting area in the cafeteria so that everybody could kind of see a little bit of some of the offerings that we have. It's very similar to a lot of other programs. If you did not get a chance to sign up, what that was for is so that as soon as summer kick-around started at soccer or in the weight room or any type of activity start, you will get that information to participate. And we're excited to have your class here because all I hear about is how many talented arms and speed and all kinds of long drives down the middle of the fairway that are supposed to take place from this incoming class. So all the coaches are excited. I would put our coaching staff from top to bottom against any coaching staff in the state. Like I said, if you didn't get a chance to sign up or get your information down, we'll collect that also during registration. We'll make sure that the word gets out for all kinds of workouts in preparation for next school year. And if you haven't participated in those kinds of things, we welcome you to try it. That's what it's all about, is dipping your toe in and trying it. I mean, I've coached track for the last 15 years in school I came to before here, and it was great because you're racing against the clock. It didn't matter. You're just getting better. And there's no better part of being any of the teams, whether it's baseball, games going right now. I think we still got a couple runs lead over Cleveland. And they get an opportunity to travel, be on the bus rides are some of the people's best memories. I'm sure some of you parents have participated, but we're really excited to continue to have success. Next year, we go back to our traditional league, the Kawapa League with Seaside and Tillamook, and Astoria and us and St. Helens will stay in our league. Banks moves down for a little bit based on the student population. So that will be a little bit more comparable to the size of students instead of playing against some of the Wilsonvilles and Puffins that have 1,500, 1,600 students. So we've still been able to hold our own, which is fantastic. Some of the things that you'll get word out is the same forms that I'm sure that you dealt with before, but we'll make sure that we'll get this taken care of for you. If you have any questions as far as athletic eligibility, is just kind of the permission. We have a strong belief in academic requirements that you are a student athlete, and we'll hold you to that and get you any help you need to make sure that you're successful in the classroom and whatever playing surface you choose. The physicals are 2 times while you're in high school. Most people get it right before, so plan ahead and try and get it in the summertime. You can go to any urgent care, those kinds of places are the easiest, because I know for my own kids it takes a while to get into general practitioner to get physicals, but you can do that. And usually they're good for 2 years, so you'll get one for your freshman year and then the other before your junior year, and you'll be covered. And we'll have some links to some things and get the word out if you need a little bit of a quick one, if you get a last minute decision to join up. We're still in a place where we're kind of offsetting the cost a little bit, but there's a cap. I think you pay 2 sports in a row, not more than 3, and then there's a cap for a family too, that goes with coaching and and balls and recipes and all that, so we can continue to have the tradition that we've had. The other program that we had out there that you saw, the robotics, other programs, as far as activities, is fantastic. As far as theater goes, musical theater, and the spring's coming up, we'll get the word out. Technical theater, if you want to help and be behind the scenes, if you're not much to get up on stage and do your thing. Band is going to be a great way, even if you haven't played some, it's fine. I played a little trombone back in the day, but jazz band, concert band, I don't know if I can hold much of a tune now, so I will not attempt that tonight, for your benefit, probably. Choir, we have a couple different sections with jazz, chamber, and tri-choir, and they're performing with leagues. They're performing their own concerts here, out in the community more. We're very excited across the board to get back into the community to perform, and to continue to perform at a very high level. And so those interests, you can tackle. And you can't just be limited and pick either, hey, I can be a performing arts person or a sports person, because it happens during the day or before school. With some of it, there's a chance to do a little bit of all of it. What we saw in there was just a little bit of the clubs to get you to see what else there, and what we're trying to communicate is that there's so many opportunities for you to dive in head first and get involved. These are just some of it. You saw some of the robotics. Bird watching club, Dan Warford club about mental health. Do Be Nice is just people just doing nice things for people. You know, there's not much, it doesn't get much better than right there. Okay? Earth and Environment, FBLA runs the concessions, that's Future Business Leaders of America. Photography Club, kind of just self-explanatory, Minecraft and some gaming. National Honor Society, even some fencing, okay? Instead of just hitting your younger siblings with sticks in the backyard, you can actually become a little bit of a pro at it. Get involved in the fencing club if you want. You want to throw around some weight. We just had a great group of people go back to Eastern Oregon and win a bunch of weightlifting. They travel around to competitions. I'm sure you saw the robotics spirit is just get involved in games, theater, and STEM with technology and a little bit of math and different things. Get involved in. And if you don't see something up there that you're excited about, then you can start another one. You find a sponsor, faculty member, and something that you're interested in, and you drive the train if you don't see anything, and you get involved. And so those are some of the clubs that we have. So hopefully you've seen something that will scratch your itch and get you involved, because we want to get people into as many activities and dive in, because that's what the experience is all about, is to find different things that you're interested in and continue to grow, so that what comes after high school, you'll have just more and more valuable experience and have discovered the things that really get you excited.
Okay, career and technical education. These are some programs that you did not see out here, and that was intentional. So we offer manufacturing technology, which is woods, welding, fabrication. We have design and applied arts, marketing, and digital arts. The reason you didn't see those is we also have what's called a link crew. That is juniors and seniors who are exceptional students and people in our school community here. They're going to work with you in small groups in the fall when you get here, and we're going to walk you down and we're going to take you through those programs and show you what they're all about, so you get some hands-on time there, okay? CTE completers, students that take CTE programs through high school to completion, have the highest graduation rate in the country, okay? So we're going to explicitly show you and teach you what those programs are about, what we offer here at Scappoose, and let those teachers show off the great things that they're doing in their classes, okay? Okay, Mr. Bailey.
Hi, I'm Brendan Bailey, one of our special education teachers. I'm going to speak briefly on just what our special education model at the high school looks like. So here at the high school, we have a great team of special education teachers, we have educational assistants, and we have multiple forms of support to help our students receiving special education services. When students come to the high school, they'll be assigned a case manager. What we do as a district is we meet with the middle school group. I'm gonna go like Mr. French did. So we're gonna meet with the middle school team as a high school team, and from there what we'll do is we will meet and place students on the caseloads based on how it would work with services, how relationships would work, and depending on what each individual student needs. So with students receiving special education services and class placements, we're taking extra steps to make sure, one, they're getting all the supports they need that are listed in their IEPs, two, that they're matched with the support team that they need to accomplish that, and three, that their school schedule matches what they need. Typically, for students receiving special education services, they can expect to have one support studies class per term each year. And what that support studies class is it focuses on meeting those students' specially designed instruction minutes. It focuses on meeting students' goals, IEP needs, and other things. And then also it focuses on working on their general education curriculum. So it's a little bit of a mix. We also support through math in the general education setting through pre-algebra class. I teach our pre-algebra classes, so I support the math specially designed instruction through that. Additionally, if you're interested in a tour, in meeting your case manager at the high school level, it's important to talk with the middle school case manager at this point and say, hey, we're interested in doing a meeting, and then we schedule visits in August where you can meet teachers, meet your case manager, and those kind of things. The two primary classes we offer for students receiving special education services is support studies and then independent life skills, depending on the student's IEP needs.
Again, I'm Erin Pinkstaff, and this is Alyssa Bettendorf. And between the two of us, we work with all students A through Z. I'm A through K, and Alyssa is L through Z. And as school counselors, there's a lot of different things we do with students. Some of the big things are personal social stuff, academics, college and career readiness. But I like to think that we're just typically like the first point of contact for students. So if they don't know, or if they have a question, they don't know who to ask, they can come and ask us and we can help them. We might not know the code to their locker, but we can figure out how to get it for them and we can show them how to open it up. But our office is kind of central in the school and we like to have an open door policy, so we like to be available for our students when they need us. I think that's everything.
All I have is I'm super excited to get to work with all of you and get to know all of you. And we'll see you at the middle school on Wednesday and Thursday. And we're going to introduce a couple other people that work in our department, starting with Miss Susie Erickson, who is our academic interventionist.
So Mr. Kelly already stole my thunder the first time, explaining what he did, and then he came up again trying to steal my thunder. Anywho, this is my 23rd year at Scappoose High School, and 22 of the years I spent teaching math in Gulp. Many of you were in my classroom. I don't even want hands raised because I've already talked to quite a few of you. So this is my first year that I pivoted into the counseling office, and I'm just there to support academically. So we go through backpacks, 2 times we have actually gone through recycling bins looking for papers that need to be taken care of. I email parents, we do group emails with teachers, so I'm here to help any way that I can for your student to be successful academically.
And then the rest of our department, counseling department, includes Justin Engstrom, who's our care coordinator, and then Bailey Keegan, who is our school-based therapist. We'll give them a couple of minutes to talk about what they do, and then we'll be wrapping things up for you.
Hello, so this is my second year working in the district, and I'm part of a growing team to support the mental health needs in the district. So this year we've been able to add 2 new staff members, one of them right next to me, just to support students coming back to the classroom and their mental health needs. My role, one of the benefits of my role is that I've seen many of the students in this room over at the middle school, because I split between the middle school and the high school, so I will know, or at least recognize many of you as you come over to the high school. And I look forward to seeing you over at the middle school this week, and I look forward to seeing you at the high school next year.
Hi, my name is Bailey Keegan, and I have been here for a grand total of 7 days. So there's a lot of things that are new to me here, but I am a Scappoose High School alumni, and I'm really excited to be here. Justin kind of recruited me, and it was kind of a dream come true opportunity. And I'm really excited to be supporting the mental health needs of our community and of our students, and it's something that we really want to prioritize here. And I've experienced working with individual, family, and group settings. And so if you get to high school and if there's something that you are struggling with or that you want support in, I think that will probably look like reaching out to your school counselor first to see what kind of need that might be, and then that referral will come over to Justin, and he'll decide. We have a few different other avenues that can go into, and one of them. So look forward to seeing some of your faces.
Okay, so you have heard a lot, okay? And I have tried to cut them off a few times, I'm sorry. Our contact information is up here, specifically myself, Mr. McKetty, and Mr. French. If you have questions, want to talk to somebody, need to process things, all of these slides will be posted on the website, on the school website. You'll be able to find them there, and you can get a hold of us. You can also call the high school. We would be happy to talk to you about anything that you have questions about, okay? Now, if you are an 8th grader going to be a freshman here, raise your hand. Okay. Keep your hand up if you would like to graduate after 4 years at Scappoose High School. I didn't see any go down. So if you heard a lot tonight. So if you hear one thing tonight, hear this. I'm going to give you a secret, okay? Nobody has ever not graduated if they showed up and they tried. That's all you got to do. We'll do the rest for you, okay? Show up and work hard, okay? So I just want to say thank you to my team. They're a great representation of our staff here. They're an amazing group of people. Thank you to you guys, and I really look forward to seeing you all in the fall, okay? Have a great night.